Marhaba, and welcome to the Matrix Green Pill, where real people connect.
Hello and welcome back to the Matrix Green Pill podcast. I'm Hilmarie Hutchison, and today I am thrilled to have a remarkable guest with us, someone who has truly spiced up the culinary scene in the UAE. Joining us is Sohaib Masood, the visionary master franchise partner of Pepe's Peri Peri in the UAE and the GCC region. Sohaib's journey from being a loyal fan of Pepe's in the UK to becoming the driving force behind its expansion in Dubai is a testament to his passion for quality and unique flavors. Welcome and thank you so much for joining me today, Sohaib.
Thank you, Hill. Good to be on.
So to start off, could you please introduce yourself to our listeners and tell them a little bit about your background?
Yeah, my name is Sohaib Masood, and I am the master franchise partner with Pepe's for UAE. Background is basically a franchisee in the UK as well. We operate around 5 to 6 stores in the Birmingham region. Now we've ventured out in the UAE.
Okay, so let's go a little bit further back than that. You were born and raised in Birmingham?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you did after uni, you joined an accounting firm or consultancy, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, it was an accounts firm by the name of EY. I worked there for 6 months right after finishing my university. If you remember the early 2008, the crisis, so a lot of people were made redundant. So unfortunately, I was one of them as well. So after that, there was a bit of a time where I job hunted around. So it was eventually a time where we decided to actually, set up a family-owned business.
Okay, very good. Let's talk about Pepe's Peri Peri then. Can you take us back to the moment when you first tasted Pepe's Peri Peri in the UK?
First time I tried Pepe's was, if I can recall, it was between 2006 and 2007. It was just an ordinary afternoon with a friend of mine from university. We finished our lecture and we decided to go eat. And he actually first time took me there. It was just a normal day, nothing like, he said, oh, this place is like this or that. When I tried it first time, I was actually really it was beyond my expectations. Generally, you see a lot of the saturated fried chicken market, even in the UK. This was like the QSR, but the quality of the product and the flavor was just astonishing. Really took me back from there. And from that day, I really became kind of like a very consistent and a very loyal customer to Pepe's during my university days.
Amazing. So your journey from being a loyal customer to becoming the master franchise partner of Pepe's is quite fascinating. So could you tell us more about the pivotal moment when you decided to take the leap into the restaurant industry and what inspired you to choose Pepe's?
Initially, it all started off by, Pepe's was just like any other QSR in the market at that time. And while I was in university and I would regularly visit Pepe's, over time, I started seeing the changes in the decor, in the processes, the colors, the theme, and it started to come together like a brand. At that particular time when I thought to myself that, since this brand is looking to evolve, they've changed certain things around, making it look better, above an average a QSR, what you'll find on any other street in the UK. So that's when it clicked my mind and I says, if this ever becomes a franchise concept, I will basically be very interested to actually approach these guys. It was until 2008 when I left London, went back to Birmingham. I just told one of my friends that since you're from here and you regular visit, so the day when these guys offer a franchise, let me know. And it was, I believe in 2009, October, when I was first called from my friend saying that, the franchise opportunity has come about. When we contacted them, I introduced Pepe's to my brother. He really loved the product. That's when it all started from there, really.
So when you first started going to Pepe's when you were in university, how many branches did they have at that stage?
If I'm not wrong, there was Harrow, there was Watford, and there was Luton. So these are predominantly North London areas. Harrow, of course, is within London, but these were the 3 ones which I can recall. And we were actually the very early franchisees of Pepe's before we actually took off. And since they were concentrate in the South region, which is the London. They weren't really keen on going up north towards the Midlands. So we were the only ones and we were the first ones to actually approach them for Midlands, because I knew the product will do exceptionally well since there's nothing available at that such quality and particularly taste-wise. Because at the end of the day, a lot of places do chicken, of course, but it's about the flavors that, people come back for Pepe's. So I was very confident at that stage that, this concept like this, it will really take off.
Opening the first Pepe's franchise in your hometown of Birmingham marked the beginning of your entrepreneurial journey. What were some of the challenges that you faced during those initial stages?
One of the main reasons that we actually went, not only because of the taste, but another reason going for Pepe's was because it was a franchise concept. So a lot of the product SOPs, the manuals, everything was already done. What you could say is the wheel was already created, so you don't need to reinvent the wheel. All you have to do is take the concept and put it in a new market, in a new area, and do the hard work in terms of selling the product. So that was one of the other core reasons that we actually, because we weren't from food background or a hospitality background at that stage. So this gave us an opportunity where we don't have to reinvent a wheel. Challenges in that way, I would say honestly, there weren't any challenges at that time because everything was made as a franchise package. However, the only fear, again, was always there, the fact that, okay, it's a chicken brand. The market is saturated in Birmingham as it is. But obviously, the only thing that set apart was, again, the taste. So that was the only fear we had on back of our mind. But again, at the same time, the fear also had the confidence that it would do really well. But yeah, from that day, the moment it launched, Pepe's really took off from actual Midlands. It really gained recognition within Birmingham, and then it started to grow in and around the UK.
You personally, with your family franchise or your family business because you got your family involved as well to support in the business, how many branches do you run in the UK?
As a family, we run 6 branches.
So also you say because it was a franchise, the legwork had been done, so that helped you get into the restaurant industry without too many hiccups. Let's talk about Dubai and what inspired the expansion to bring the brand to Dubai.
One of the reasons is Pepe's have actually grown phenomenally well in the UK. They've taken on a lot of areas, towns, cities. So there's hardly any room left for expansion for us within the UK in that terms. And we were very comfortable with Birmingham as it is because our hometown, we didn't really want to go outside of Birmingham. Then we decided to actually go out a lot further than Birmingham. One of the main reasons for Dubai, it's a GCC, sort of a Middle East hub in so many different ways. So you got the supply chain, the systems, processes. The leadership is excellent in this part of the world. They have very good structure in place. So setting up a brand like Pepe's is pretty much a lot easier in Dubai than you would think in other parts of GCC. And secondly, it's a very competitive market. It's hugely competitive, from high-end steak places to your mid-fast casuals to QSRs. You get just about anything and everything and any time of the day. I personally, the challenge to myself was that if I can make Pepe successful in Dubai, then it automatically be successful in other cities around the UAE or the other Emirates, then the other states around the GCC for future, because the brand has immense potential to grow within GCC, the MENA region, which is basically Middle East and North Africa. The third reason was that the supply chain, again, it's much more systematically done. You have all your suppliers, from the food suppliers, equipment suppliers. All these suppliers are actually based in Dubai. They have a very good setup. So these are the main 3 reasons that we actually chose Dubai. Now, of course, with City Walk and latest store about 2 months ago, it's already had a phenomenal growth from June to July, considering it's a very hot season right now. A lot of people have traveled, of course, in this year compared to the previous years after the COVID. So putting that in consideration, the City Walk have already started to show us that it's becoming a great success. We just hope in the next 12 months, it'll become better and better. So these are the main 3 reasons that we chose Dubai. And of course, I personally like Dubai as a location when I used to come for holidays. And it has a lot of UK people that relate to the brand as well.
Fantastic. Now, you mentioned having opened the first family dining restaurant in City Walk for Pepe, but with that, you introduced a new concept for the brand. Can you tell us a bit about that?
I wouldn't say it's a new concept. It's basically evolving the perception from a consumer. Because one of the main challenges we had in Dubai when we came, and we opened right after COVID as well, so COVID had its own challenges. The main challenges we faced in Dubai, particularly for Pepe's, bringing the same concept from the UK, was that people were perceiving the concept as a fried chicken concept, because there's so many in the market right now, oversaturated. And Pepe's, people would, look at it from the outside. They would think that, okay, it's again another fried chicken concept without having to read or understand that it's a peri-peri, let's give it a try. So these are the challenges that we faced in our first store. And then we started to evolve, and I would say to change people's perception by doing certain things differently, by promoting Pepe's in a slightly different way, to remove the perception of people of going towards the fried chicken. I wouldn't say it's a new concept, but it's just a more of a fast casual feel where a consumer comes into the store. He doesn't feel that he's coming into a fast food environment. So he has a nice seating, family environment. You get people to come and celebrate their birthdays. They have any events. We recently had an inquiry from an events company that they want to do an event in Pepe's in City Wall. And I think recently had 2 more inquiries about 2 birthday parties that people wanted to host at Pepe's as well. So it's just basically enhancing a one level up in terms of the perception. Now, when consumers or the customers walk into the store, they know that, okay, the look and feel makes them feel that it's going to be a premium quality product. Whereas initially in the early days, people would just look and think, okay, this is again, like something like KFC. However, the ones that tried, they knew, okay, it's something different. The ones from UK that already related to the brand, they knew, okay, they know the brand, so they don't need an introduction for it. But it mainly the ones that, lived in this part of the world that weren't familiar with the brand, it was a challenge for them to come in and say, okay, we want to go to. But now with a new sort of a feel over time, people know what Pepe's is all about. And of course, with more stores coming forward, it's just going to get better and better.
Fantastic. So it was more about taking a different approach with the fit out and the decor to sort of give it a different feeling.
Yep, exactly.
You've grown remarkably from your journey from the UK to the UAE and into GCC. Can you talk a little bit about the growth, what strategies you've used and how you plan to sustain that?
In my last 12 years, the key to success for any business, but obviously we're in a food F&B business, consistency is number one. Once your product clicks with consumers and is successful, you just got to focus on that consistency. You don't need to do anything. If something is working, there's no need to change or try to do experiments. If it's working, you just continue to do the same. And then for future, we have a very robust strategy in terms of product involvement. So we'll be evolving some new products onto the menu, new flavors, which we already launched in the UK in the past that we want to relaunch in the UAE. So this will give the consumers a new sort of a taste, a new product to come back for every now and then. Because over time, and generally, if you do not evolve your brand or evolve your products with different offerings, it generally starts to deteriorate with new brands coming every year or every so often. So you will then start to deteriorate. However, with Pepe's, we have such a great library of products that we will launch in the market. And that, again, will give us that platform to continue to grow within the market.
That's really interesting. So you can't just stick to your old initial or your original menu. You want to be inventing and putting out new things all the time, which is what helps.
At the end of the day, as a consumer, people always want to have something new. Once we do offer something new in terms of product or flavor-wise, then the consumer has the choice, okay, is the new flavor nice? Do I like it? Or do I stick to my original flavors that Pepe's already offers? Because they will always stay in the menu. They will not going to move away, or we're not going to stop them. They will continue to stay. And things that we'll bring on as limited editions, that just gives consumers something new to try, or maybe something seasonal. Every seasonal we bring out so and so. But the core, the actual original flavors of Pepe's will actually remain.
With your experience of entering into entrepreneurship with Pepe's and then having had such phenomenal success in the UK and of course globally now as well, what advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs?
I would say if you have a unique product, something that is different within the market, don't be afraid, be confident, take the risk, because you only succeed when you take risks. Nobody has succeeded without taking risks. Consistency is the main, and if you've got a product that is good, just stay consistent in that, whether it's F&B or any other business for young entrepreneurs. My advice is that consistency and patience is just do what you're really good at. That would be the main advice for the young entrepreneurs.
So how many stores do you now have in the UAE and the GCC?
Right now, we have 2 in the UAE, which is Dubai. We are now looking at our 3rd one. We're currently looking at a couple of options. The aim is to open within this year. It depends how quickly we get the viewings done, the signing off of the location. Aim is within this year. I mean, with Pepe's, the growth we want to see in this part of the world, we want to do a gradual growth rather than do a very fast growth. We've seen a lot of brands, and I've heard a lot of brands in this part of the world generally like to really grow fast, but at the same time, then it dips really fast as well. Because with Pepe's, we have such a great product. We just want to make sure the growth kind of like sustains, and it's organic growth and it's a gradual growth.
So thank you so much for being here today and for sharing your story. It sounds like it's been a fantastic and definitely a worthwhile journey that you've been on. And I'm sure there's a lot of exciting plans that you have for Pepe's in the coming years. Now we've come to the segment of our show where I'll ask you some rapid fire questions, our version of a game show. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
What's your all-time favorite Pepe's flavor?
Extra hot.
Oh, nice. Can you share a fun fact about Pepe's Peri Peri that most people don't know?
I mean, the kids' meals, I would say, is the fun fact.
Okay. So what is peri peri exactly? Because lots of people will not know what peri peri actually, it's not curry, but it's a kind of spice, right?
Peri peri is basically a chili, which basically comes from Africa in Swahili. It's known for very small in size, but it has a very bold sort of flavor.
What is one thing that you do every day, no matter how busy you get?
Call my mom.
Oh, lovely. I'm sure she appreciates that. Have they been out to Dubai?
Yeah. I generally like to bring them during winter periods, which is a lot more cooler for them. Plus, they can skip the winter in the UK.
Yes. I bet they appreciate that. Thank you very much for playing along. That was easy enough. Before we wrap up, I'd like to ask you about your Greenpool moment. Could you share an inspiring or life-changing experience that you've gone through, your Greenpool moment?
I would say again, back in 2011, when we started the Pepe's journey, it actually evolved so quickly from there that everything changed. Not only myself, but the whole family kind of like got involved in the business. Because before that, everyone was doing their own thing, doing day-to-day jobs and so on and so forth. The younger generation were in the schools, then slowly growing up. But everyone now pretty much is involved with business. So we don't just only have Pepe's, we have a few other brands on the portfolio in the UK, which we also run as well as a family. So a lot of our younger generation is now involved in the business as well. So it's just not myself. So it's over the last 10, 12 years, I would say it's changed completely to what it was to what it is now. So I think it has to be my life changing, just not myself. Again, the family as well.
Excellent. So how big is the family, if I can ask?
Collectively, all in all, now, obviously the younger generation, some of them are getting married. I would say around about between 100 to 110 people.
Oh, wow. That I was not expecting.
And obviously that is the younger, the toddlers and everyone really.
Yes. Wow. Amazing. What advice would you give to other family operated businesses? Because it must bring its own challenges, right?
As a family business, I think the most important thing is to stick together, with the decisions that you make, sure the seniors are involved. So staying together, being committed is the most important thing for a family business to run successfully.
Very true. Absolutely good advice. Well, thank you so much, Sohaib. It's been fascinating talking to you and hearing about your journey and about your journey with Pepe's. Definitely, I'm looking forward to trying the Pepe's Peri Peri flavor and see what makes it so special. So
one taste it, you'll be coming again and again.
I'm sure. Thank you so much. It's been absolutely fantastic. Before we say goodbye, could you please tell our listeners where they can find and follow you?
You can follow us on Pepe's UAE social media, which is the Instagram page and the Facebook. We will be launching our TikTok page very soon as well for regular videos. And then we have a website, which is www.pepes.ae. That's the main 3 places that you can find Pepe's online.
Super. Thank you for that. So again, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you. For sure, I'll be watching your journey, following you and seeing where you take Pepe's next. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that.
If you enjoy our conversations, please like and subscribe. See you next Wednesday.